Well, it's time to break throwing. Tons of people, like the Fat Dad, have asked me to make this build, and it's about time. Throwing is super fun in D&D games, but unfortunately Baldurs Gate 3 doesn't really have all the cool stuff that 5e does. There's no fighting style, you can't sneak attack with it, sharpshooter doesn't stack, that kinds of stuff. And the most commonly used thing for throwing is using a Berserker Barbarian and using Frenzy, but I think I found a way cooler, way different way. You don't need to multi-class with it, and most of the armor and equipment is available like pre-Moonrise Towers. So here's the process. All you really need is to take 4 levels in Fighter, picking up the Eldritch Knight subclass. Make sure your strength is your top, you can dump intelligence, keep constitution pretty high though. Even though we don't have the throwing fighting style, the dueling fighting style works the same. I like to take a ranger dip. It gives me a couple of things. One, Hunter's Mark is a fantastic damage adder, and it lets us concentrate, which is something that we're going to be using later. Use the warped headband of intellect that you get from Lump to fill in that intellectual hole we put a little earlier. The flawed Helldust gloves from Damon are pretty important to this build. The additional 1d4 fire is really going to stack. Now if you don't want to use a fire build like I am, you can use the Kashigo gloves that you get in the Underdark. Now I have the flinging ring, everyone does, you know the one, we love it, but I also have the strange conduit ring. You get this ring in the creche right at the end of it, definitely grab it. Now the weapon I'm throwing is called Dragon's Grasp, and you can pick this up at literally the first merchant you find in the Grove. The feat Tavern Brawler is an absolute must for this, which is why you can actually get this going at level 4. Eldritch Knight's best ability, I'd say, is being able to bond with your weapon. Bonding with our new hand axe lets us throw it all we want and it will always come back. Because of our gloves, they get set on fire. Because they're on fire, the axe does additional damage. And because we're concentrating on Hunter's Mark, we do the additional damage from that, as well as the strange conduit wing. And being a fighter in full plate with shield, we're absolutely untouchable. I'll never lose concentration on this. Any weapon or spell you like but not sure how to use, let me know in the comments and I might make a build out of it. And you'll find all our goofy shirts at rollforbooty.com. I'll see you guys around.